morning, Ramon. Good morning, Team Steam. I think we're pretty right on time, if you ask me.
Well, there's so many games, Mindy. It's my bad. I mean, I'm just trying to make sure that we get everything covered here because we've only got two shows to go for the week, and we've got so many games, including NFL and the bowls that we're going to talk about. So I just got a ton of notes here in front of me, and I'm a little sketchy. Um, Picks aren't sketchy, but making
I
sure
mean,
I'm.
you had a big birthday celebration, so I think you get a pass.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll go over. We'll start it right away. Go over to Tony'sPicks.com. I had a big day, but you did as well. And I was thinking, maybe, um, more birthdays. But then I'm like, you know what? Let's dial that back a little bit. Maybe that's a bad idea. We don't want many more birthdays coming along. But hello, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Steam. We're here, Mindy and I, the Midwest premier sports handicapper, and I'm coming to you from the sports gambling capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. And did have a good birthday and everything. And let's start to get into some of the greetings first, and then we'll take a look at the website and see how we did. Like I said, pretty big day yesterday for you and I. So hello to everyone. Hello to Dave. Hello to Rapper Capper as well. Hello to Blake. We'll let people file in. That's really what we got so far, but when we'll get more greetings and salutations.
Don't be shy. Say hi.
Mindy over at our website, Tony'sPicks.com. I had just an 11-2 day yesterday. No big deal. Maybe more birthdays is what I need to crush the board. So I really like today's card too. Hope it works out. We know we got a ton of college basketball. I don't know where everybody's going to go right there. Hey, Mindy, before we get going, I got one breaking steam play coming in right now.
Already?
Just moments ago. There's been quite a bit. We're not going to cover it all. Most of it's been in college basketball, and we're only going to cover a handful of games. But one that's coming in right now will be Oklahoma City and Charlotte. They're steaming this one right now under 241. That one's coming in right now. This game is on the move under in Oklahoma City and Charlotte. So there's been several other moves in the NBA already that we'll cover when we talk about the games. Also talk about the order here before we talk about our performances yesterday. We'll have started off with NBA, then we'll go college basketball, then we'll go Mindy, I told you what it was, hockey. And then we'll go with the bowls, I believe, and then NFL. And it's going to be 7 bowl games. It's going to be 9 in the NFL, all the early games from Sunday. One other note, we already talked about Dallas and Tennessee. And remember how confused I was because I'm not blaming the chat, but they were telling me Tennessee, but Tennessee definitely has a lot to play for. They just have a lot of issues.
And
now,
not this game, it sounds like, right? Like this game, it doesn't matter what the outcome is. It's next week's game is the way it sounds to me is what matters to the Tennessee.
Right. And we even said that last week that it was going to come down to that last game. And then I was like, they were telling me that Henry was out and he was not, but he is out now. So great call there actually by the chat. They were right on that. I don't know if it was official news or if I had actually the news came out later in the day officially. So I think I was just not sure that he wasn't going to play, but again, got to rest him up and make sure he's ready for that big game. No reason to, I don't think he's out for the season or anything. So, and you've seen the spread rise on Dallas, but quite frankly, I'm okay with playing Tennessee like I did. Dallas is also maybe in a conservative patch as well, as far as going all out and playing their players. So could be an ugly game tonight. But we've already covered that game on our preview yesterday. Almost go back and look at it. It's kind of funny, actually. I think
seems like it's forever ago now, doesn't it?
I was still confused on the game a little bit, but that's Thursday Night Football. We've already previewed it. So hello to everyone joining us, filing in. Let's take a look at Tony'sPicks.com. 11-2 for me, Mindy, yesterday. Probably another good day. He's 18-10. That's yesterday. That's high volume. I'm high volume. Probably's high volume. Mindy, 8-4. Nice day yesterday. You and I are both there on the 7-day leaders as well. Pretty much yesterday put me up there, but
right.
take a look at what you got going over at Tony'sPicks.com.
Yeah, so I have currently locked and loaded. There is a 4 games in the NBA and 4 games in the NHL. So I placed them as 2 3-packs and then 1 best bet out of each of those. So like I said, 8 plays total that are in the system here, so far. So that's kind of where I'm at. We'll probably be in on, additional games here as we go this afternoon.
Yeah. There's so many college games, and I'm really liking the board. I'll have some, a lot of plays. I think today. See, Mindy's already loaded up with several plays, including NHL action. And just take a look at yesterday's performance by Mindy. You had the Flames. I like that's when I left off. I would like the Flames yesterday for sure. And you came in there with them as a premium. I'll just take a look at that. Right, we actually missed that total on the show. I wish I kind of would have went with Flames. I like the Flames, but good job. Also, Warriors. I mean, how automatic is this situation with the Warriors?
Suddenly,
right
3 games to get home. Yeah.
Fade them on the road. Mindy under in Mississippi, Texas Tech.
I was sweating those last ones out, though. Geez, I tell you.
Yeah, but it was a winner. I had that premium as well. So good call here with Mississippi and Texas Tech. It did stay under. You had also under North Carolina and Oregon. So did I. That was exciting.
Right.
Exciting game yesterday. Oregon probably had no business winning, but I mean, they did the job.
That Brown, he finds a way to lose. I tell you, that's just kind of the way, way it works.
Good call. Hey, tough break, Mindy. Bucks and Bulls. That one goes.
I'm still mad about it, Ramon. I'm still mad about it. 106 to 106, the regular time.
But I had Bulls premium, so
yes.
That was interesting there because they. Came back, and I was like, just lose this game by 2. I'll be satisfied.
Right. Just end it already.
Mindy will get the win. I'll get the win. Nets and Hawks under. Easy call, Mindy. Great job. I'll chastise you a little bit. Lakers and Heat, right? I mean, you're probably kicking yourself after seeing the game. Right now, I mean, the Heat, they don't score many points. Yeah, they did the job, but the Lakers play that controlled tempo a little bit.
I just needed the Lakers to score 10.
Yeah, right, but they were not. They actually, for losing by 14, and given the situation they were in and how bad they are on the road, they actually had I would call it an okay performance, almost. I know that LeBron wouldn't like me to say that. Good call with the Bruins. I like the Devils on the show. So good job there. That was one of my losers on the total yesterday there. So good day, Mindy, over there at Tony'sPicks.com. And also you had a basketball play there, Tennessee and Mississippi. So great job. I'm not going to go too far into it. I mean, I'll just brag on my record. I'm not going to go in detail. I mean, I'm kind of joking around a little bit. Too many wins is what too many wins I have.
You had a nice day. That's awesome.
Yeah, maybe I could just touch on a few of them. Canadians and Lightning I had under. NBA is where I really did some damage. I had the Wizards. I only had 2 play, Wizards and Bulls. Most of my work I had under in both those late college football games. I mean, those totals were just getting too much out of control for me. So, but college basketball winners with.
You had lots. Your first 5 were all, I think, college basketball.
Yeah. Dayton, Colorado State, New Mexico over. Southern Utah, New Mexico State squeaked in by 0.5 point on the under there. Just some of the winners. Albany and Virginia. If anybody, for my subscribers, hopefully some of you in the chat are subscribers of mine. And I pretty much wrote exactly what happened in the game with that final score, the way it came down with Albany coming in with under 50 points. Pretty much exactly what my text said as I write up every game a little bit. Richmond, I laid 14 points. They rolled as well. So a lot of winners just rolled the card in college basketball, and it's a big card today, and I love it. So let's say hello to Curtis Penny. Says, "Don't fade his Bulls." where, right? We talk about Scotch and the Bulls yesterday. I don't think he was too interested. And hey, Giannis was awesome, and but he actually was kind of flaky down the stretch a little bit. The Bucks did. I don't want to say they choked that one, but DeRozan was awesome yesterday. So, all right, and who else? They're talking about a little bit. Henry being rested for next week, right? Yes, that's definitely the case, Dave. Henry, I believe, is out. I believe he will play next week. I think that's the issue, resting him, because that ends up being the big game of the season for the Titans. So,
Yeah.
that's why I had all that confusion yesterday. I thought he was going to play. I mean, it is listed as a hip injury. You don't like to have a hip injury if you're a running back, certainly. But, they'll have what you're talking about, Willis in there at quarterback. That can't be a great situation. So we got to get rolling on some of these games yesterday. Yeah, I had we definitely were high volume with our premium picks, Mindy and I. So that's the way to play it. That's the way we feel
Right.
that you're supposed to play it. Again, too much happens in variance in sports betting to really consider not playing a lot of games. I mean, you just could too many chances just to go 0-3. That's the way I feel. So yeah, Henry listed as doubtful. I'm listing him as out of
Yeah.
tonight's game. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, Rapper Capper, if you only knew how to make a premium pick, brother. I mean, look, I mean, like I said, really the
Yeah, I mean, you
factor,
had it at end of regulation if it would have went the basket either way,
right?
and
And
then
the
they
main
continued
determining
to roll
factor
on
in a lot of
overtime.
sports is the luck factor. I'm the luckiest handicapper alive. That's what, that's what they call me. So, all right, we're gonna get ready and got to get rolling with these picks. I mean, we
Yeah,
have
we got a
so much
lot. We need
to
to
cover
move.
in these games. So let's get rolling on this with the NBA card first. I mean, we're not starting off with a bang, that's for sure, with the NBA on these crummy games. But we want to start with today's games. So let's get rolling on that. Hey, to each his own, though. I mean, if you got one or two plays and that's your card, hey, if that works for you, but you're going to have to play such high volume. If you're playing just 2 or 3 plays a day, you're probably going to have to, honestly, to make enough money to maybe even enjoy just some extra gifts at Christmas. You're probably going to have to play $1,000 a game or more, because really even the best handicappers are going to have such a low percentage. That's why the volume is what you need. That way you can not have so much risk involved, and those bad beats can just kill you. We all know that. So, okay, Mindy, how about it? Let's get started. Thunder and Hornets. Sorry, we got to start with the Thunder and the Hornets here, but that's okay. And again, these lines that are first going to come up are going to be about 2.5 to 3 hours old. So we will see how much the lines have moved. I'm showing the Hornets right now are a 1-point favorite, total 238.5. And in this one, Mindy, let me see. I'm going to recite the early steam if there has been any on each of these games, and there has on this one, and it's come in on the Thunder.
Yeah, I mean, OKC, they're winners of 4 of 5. Hornets 2 and 4 on their road trip. I mean, you can say that OKC struggles a little bit here on, but basically, if I take a look at, where those Hornets have kind of just been really struggling here. They're 3 and 6 against the spread here as of late. I'm going to go with the Thunder today in this one.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the Thunder. That is where the steam came in. Also, there was a reported steam that also Mindy came in on the under as well. So there has been widely reported steam on both the Thunder and the under. How about that, Rapper Kappa? That's my own time, brother. Okay. Yeah, I think for me, I'm going to be on the. I'm going to tail this team. That's what I'm trying to say. I want to go under in this game with these two teams. Look at that total. That looks pretty high to me with these two. The Hornets, they're actually looking like they're playing a little bit better of late. We all know that. This number looks a little bit high, and maybe that's why the Sharps have come in on the under in this one. And that's the way I'm going to see it as well. You look at what these two teams are up to, checking the injury list. I don't see anything too significant here, but Charlotte 5-10 to the under at home, and also they're a favorite here, 2-5 to the under as a favorite. So I'm on the under in this one, Mindy, and you're going to take the Thunder.
The Thunder.
All right, we're off and running.
Here we go.
Curtis also with you on OKC, so nobody's got much on that one. I can see why. Not the best matchup on the board. This one's not bad. Cavaliers are going on the road here. Pacers are taking action here. This one is down to 5 and 223.5. I'd have shown the widely reported steam, however, in this game has come in on the over, but maybe it's coming back a little bit with some buyback. But the reported early steam came in on the over.
I'll take the over on the Cavs and the Pacers here. Over is 4-1 the last 5 meetings. Over 4-0 in the Cavs. Last 4 overall. 4-1 for Indy versus a team with a winning record. I'll take the over.
Okay. Mindy will be on the over in this one. And for me, I think I'm going to favor the move here. I think now there was some, Cleveland did open. Let me take a look here. I think Cleveland did open as low as maybe 4 there, but then it's gone up and now it's back down. I think I'm probably going to be on the I don't mind necessarily. No, I got to take this Pacer team at home. That's what I'm going to end up doing here. The Cavs on the road, I mean, we know that they're such a solid under. That's what worries me, Mindy, about getting involved with the over here in this game. And the total now, 223.5. Man, this game is really complex. Anybody in the chat coming in with anything here in this one? A Rapper Capper says he does like the Pacers as well, so that's good enough for me. I'll be on the Pacers here, I think, taking these points at home. The Pacers have been a pretty solid team against the spread, and the Cavs are not getting spreads necessarily. Curtis just says take them on the money line. Yeah. Take them on the money line. And what's that price? Plus $1.70 or so. I don't know if I mind that necessarily, but the fact that both these guys are kind of on the Pacers here, I'm going to take the Pacers as well. Mindy's going to come in on the over. Pacers 20-15 overall against the spread, 10-7 at home against the spread, and the Cavs just 5-9-1 against the spread on the road. I'll take the Pacers plus 5 points tonight. Mindy's on the over at 223.5, and I know that one may go up. Cavs are just so dynamite defensively. That's what, like I said, I can't join you. Okay. Right. Hey, the first place Clippers right now. How about that? They're getting 6 points here against the Celtics. Total 227.5.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like what's going on with, the Celtics at home not being able to cover the spread. I mean, they're 4-5-1 in the last 10 here. Even though they are winners of their last 4. I mean, so they're definitely, doing what they need to do, just not really covering. Clippers here 8-2 against the spread in the last 10. Clippers on the 4th game of this 5-game road trip here as well. Clippers now first in opponents' field goal percentage. I mean, they're holding their opponents to 45%. I'm going to go ahead and take the Clippers here and the points.
Yeah, I mean, concerns really with me right now. I mean, open as high as 8. The concerns are what the personnel are going to do, but I would guess everybody's in this game. So I think that's fine. And let me see here. Some comments coming in. Maybe we got Boston here for Curtis. Ron says he leans the Clippers. Rapper Capper's on the Clippers plus the points. I'll join you, Mindy. I don't mind it. This is a pretty big matchup, I would think, for both teams. It looks like the Clippers will have their guys in there. The total at 227, I would think it's going to be a lower scoring game than that with the Clippers involved. I mean, I might like the under here with these two teams, but what can you say? The Clippers are among the best spread teams right now going. You mentioned it, 8-2 right now, their last 10 games against the spread. So both these teams go over in these spots. Clippers 12-6 to the over on the road. Celtics 14-5 to the over at home. Maybe I better do some more research on that before I was kind of thinking about the under.
Write it off.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the Clippers, Celtics can play D. Clippers can. We know the Celtics have those fast starts, but again, they're playing a pretty strong defensive team, and we know that with Williams, they're a little bit different dynamic when it comes to the Celtics. So. All right, a little bit of steam to report. I'm just going to try to recite as many of these college games to enhance our coverage a little bit. Good. Some of these are pretty off the wall, but just want to tell you games are moving right now. So if you wanted to get on them or fade them, but UT Rio Grande Valley and Utah Tech. How about that one, Mindy? They're going under right now, 159. If anybody cares. Also,
someone cares.
Yeah. So that one looked a little peculiar. Is that the right matchup?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far in my.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I just had another that said Sam Houston State and Utah Valley. Okay, we better just wait on that. Let's wait on that. That one last one, even cancel that. There's just so many games coming in right now with moves, and we got so many games to cover. I don't know how much steam we're going to report. I told you we're going to report a lot of steam, but I don't know if we will.
Okay.
Today, because like I said, huge card, great card, but a lot of games to tackle in college basketball. We'll cover 5 of them later on.
It's not my fault,
Grizzlies and Raptors here. Memphis going on the road is a favorite here against the Raptors. Grizzlies are up to -3. Total is up to 228.5, and mostly based on some steam on the over. Both the Raptors and the Grizzlies have taken steam, but the Grizzlies are the 3-point favorite.
Well, I would like the under actually here in this one. The under is 19-3 in the last 22 in Toronto. Toronto has some over trends though this season, so that is a little bit, concerning here. But Memphis has all the under trends on the other hand. And I just think that neither team is really playing particularly all that well here as of late. So I'll take the under.
Okay, Mindy's going to be on the under in this one with Memphis and Toronto. For me, I'm going to probably end up here. I'm not going to play the total with you there. I really think that it could be an over tonight. I'm not sure, but here's Rapper Capper coming in. He says, take the Raptors at home plus 3 points. Grizzlies terrible right now. Stay away. I think the more so on the road, right? Curtis says take Toronto as well, and I'm going to agree with them. I'm going to take this team. I'm going to take Toronto at home against Memphis as my free play here in this one. For me, I just think, like I said, Memphis on the road, I'm not interested in. Memphis at home, I'm interested in. Memphis 4-12-1 against the spread on the road. Toronto, nothing special, 9-8 at home. But again, Memphis on the road, just pretty much garbage, I would say. And right now, I will say Memphis. You mentioned the under in that game, Mindy. Memphis 3-7 to the under in the last 10, 7-10 to the under on the road. Toronto does trend over a little bit, so not sure, but okay. Knicks and Spurs, and the Knicks are up to a 5-point favorite here. The total is 226. There's been a big move with the steam here. You see it 229.5 on the screen. It's all the way down to 226.
Oh, goodness. New York here, losers the last 4. Spurs losers last 5 of 7. Knicks are 7-1 in the last 9 games, following an ATS win here. Knicks 12-5 on the road. Spurs only 8-9 at home. I'm going to take the Knicks today, Ramon.
All right, Mindy's going to take New York on the road against San Antonio. Yeah, I mean, San Antonio is definitely, kind of a sad sack. Certainly, Curtis is going to be with you here. He wants to lay the points with the Knicks in this one. For me, I'm going to fade that steam. I think I've got this one going over. I think it'll be a lot easier
God, you got a
for
better
them.
number, that's for sure.
Right, that's another key. I mean, that steam
Yeah.
is pretty hot necessarily. I'm not gonna, weigh too much into it, giving me a good price
Yeah.
here as well. I mean, you have these two teams, they've been pretty strong over teams. I almost want to save it for a premium, actually. You got San Antonio 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games. New York on the road, they kind of trend under, but in general, they're an over team. They're kind of mixed results, actually, overall. But you guys might be on the right track. I mean, the Knicks 12-5 against the spread on the road. San Antonio 14-20 against the spread this season. So I'll take the over. Mindy's on the Knicks in this one. And Rapcaver wants to take Knicks on the money line here at minus 200 or so. All right, we're getting right through this one here.
Almost done.
We're going fast. I'm sorry, folks. We're going fast today. We got 30-some games to cover. Rockets and the Mavericks here, Mindy. I'm showing the Mavericks are a 10.5 point favorite here. The Steam's come in on the over, but pretty strong Steam. Was 222 there a couple hours ago. How about 225.5 now with these two teams?
2 of these, the last ones have gone up by 3 points or more. Goodness. Well, I think I just have to stick with the Mavs here on this, kind of back to back, I guess. I respect that, last Thursday game there. And if I take a look at the Rockets, geez, they've lost by, 20 in the last 3 of 5 games. So I'll go ahead and take the Mavs.
All right, Mindy's going to be on the Dallas Mavericks here, laying those big points. Sure is tough to lay big points here, I would think. But Mindy, I think I'm going to be willing to. I think I'm going to be willing to do it here. I'm thinking, it's a lot of points. Boy, against a Mavericks team we know they don't cover spreads well at all. They are so garbage covering numbers. What is their current run at right now? Are they getting any better? 9-18-1 as a favorite. Boy, I can't like that too much, man. That was the way I was leaning, but I really I prefer to lay single digits. 10.5. Yeah, I mean, we can't get what we can't always get what we want, I guess is the saying. So, Houston hasn't been any great shakes either, but for me, I'm going to end up going over in this one as my play. I was going to save it as a premium, but now at 225.5 instead of 222. Curtis already saying don't lay those double digits
Don't do it.
Like Mindy just did with the free play.
I just did it.
Yeah, for me, I'll end up on the over in this one. Dallas 12-7 to the over at home. They obviously much more comfortable. And how about the performance in that game by Luka? We already talked about it yesterday, but man, he's been dynamite, and he's right there in the MVP talk with Tatum and Jokic. I would think. Anybody else you want to put in there, Mindy? I don't know.
No, not right now.
Right now, I'll take over in this one, the inflated number, 225.5. I'll just let everybody know it's probably going to be a premium for me at 222. I'll just give it on the show here at 225.5 because I just missed out on 3.5 points by doing a morning talk show. All right, got a couple college games to cover here today. We could have picked any of them, Mindy, actually, but with so many out there, we've tried to pick some nice games for us to talk about.
We'll see.
And in this one, going to head out to the Big East with Providence and Butler. And let's see if there's been any movement in this one. I'm showing Butler's now a 3-point favorite, and the total's down to 140.
Okay, goodness. I'm going to take the over though in this one. It's 6-0 in the Friars' last 6 overall, 7-2-2 for the Bulldogs. In their last 11, Providence, they are winners of their, last 5. I'm kind of surprised that they're a little bit of an underdog here in this role, maybe a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and go over 140 here.
All right, Mindy wants to go over in the game with Providence and Butler. I agree with you. I always like Providence. I mean, a Butler at home, they can be very, very good. There's no doubt about that. But man, I tend to think I would like to take Providence here, and that's probably going to be the direction that I'm going in this one. Yeah, for me, Providence is going to be the side. I'm going to take them, especially given now. What am I getting? 3 points
Yeah,
here
right.
now off of 1.5. I'm just trying to see if there's been any. Was there any reported steam on this one early on? There's so many games to look through here. In fact, Butler has taken the steam, no doubt about it, and that's why I think the Sharps took Butler at a pick. So just to show you how much that one really has moved. Again, it was 1.5 when I entered it in there. So Curtis says Providence is going to be his play as well. I'll take him as well. I'll take Providence in this one, plus 3 points. I'll fade that steam today. Give
Yeah.
me the Friars. Mindy's going to be on the over 140. All right, Mindy.
Uh-oh, here we go. Big time matchup here in the Midwest.
You should know a lot about both these teams. Iowa is a 4.5 point favorite. The total is 149.5.
Yeah, sometimes I'm ashamed to say I do know a little bit about these 2 teams here, but both are 5-5 this season against the spread. But I'm going to take a look at the home team today. I'm going to try the Huskers. They're 13-3. When I take a look at the home team as the favorite, or not as the favorite, the home team here is 13-3 head to head. Iowa lost 4 of 7 now. Not, after they kind of had a hot start. I know they were missing a couple players. Still kind of have a little bit of shakeup here on the injury report. But Nebraska's been playing pretty good defense here. Only allowed their opponents only 3 times this season have they allowed them to go over 70 points. I'll take Nebraska at home.
All right, Mindy will be on the Huskers. She knows these teams well, no doubt about it. Yeah, let me see. Murray is probable.
Yeah, he sounds like he's going to play.
Yeah. So he's probably the biggest impact player. I would think so. Really, the others are maybe negligible. There's definitely some injuries there, but he's one that you want to know his status certainly going in. So, man, I thought I was like, I wonder who she's going to take. I thought you would be on Iowa, but I think maybe laying the points maybe just might be too much to ask. I would think right now for Iowa on the road, they haven't looked that good. Huskers aren't really covering numbers as a dog, but and I know. I mean, Nebraska, they're just such a solid under. Man, 2-11 to the under, 1-7 to the under at home. Iowa 0-4 to the under on the road. But this number is so high, Mindy.
I know.
And it. I mean, here's the thing, though. I mean, I think the totals for both teams have been too high, but here this one actually seems reasonable. This seems like they could get this number. It's only gone up. You have 2 teams that are basically, like I said, Iowa 0-4 on the road to the under. Nebraska 1-7 to the under at home. The total's gone up like 1.5 points. So sometimes you want to listen to the Sharps here and the bookmakers in this one. I'm going to go over. I like the over. Call me crazy. I'm not going to give it as a premium because, how are you going to explain yourself? How can I even explain myself to you guys here on this one? Curtis says Iowa on the money line. I don't know if Blake was talking about this game or the last, but thanks, John. Nice to see you here today as well. Thanks for joining us. Light crowd here for the show today, but that's okay. But I'll be on the over. Mindy's on Nebraska.
Go Huskers.
Just
I don't get to call out their name very often.
well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I mean, both teams should be, at least close to 80 points in this one against each other, especially.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it being like a 78, 80 type of game, right?
Yeah, I mean, look, last year, both, well, the first one didn't go, the last one at Nebraska, this matchup, it did go 166, right? So,
Still more than 149.
Yeah. And the other one, 173 points. Before that, 166. Before that, 168.
OMG, Ramon.
This one's going over. I mean, I don't care about all those trends. I do, but I don't in this matchup. All right. Florida Atlantic and North Texas here in this one, Mindy. I'm showing right now. North Texas is going to be favored here. Let's see if there's been any change in the line. Just roll with it. 2 and 123.5. It's going down.
Yeah, I mean, if we looked at Ken Palm for, the thrill factor, this was number one on their sheet for today. So hope everyone's ready for this one. Florida Atlantic 11-1, ranked 33rd in scoring with 80 points a game. North Texas 10-2, ranked 349th in scoring, just 62 a game. Oh my goodness. Florida Atlantic outshoots North Texas by about 10% from the field, 8% from three. I think I got to go Florida Atlantic here. +2.
Okay. No, I mean, you're right. I mean, this is kind of an under the radar type of situation to look at these teams and how they performed this year. I don't mind that. You're going to take the Owls on the road, +2 points, Mindy, in this one. There's been a little bit of movement here to the total under, and you mentioned the scoring statistics, certainly quite interesting in this one. So I don't know. I feel bad because I like the under in this one. I'm still going to go under 123.5 now.
Yeah, that one was like 126-ish, it looked like.
Yeah, definitely missed out a lot here. So going to give it out as a free play. Open to some one. There was even some 126.5, and now it's gone down by 3 points. I think we could see at least where this one's headed. As far as the tempo is concerned, Curtis says he wants FAU in this one as well. So Blake also FAU.
FAU.
Interesting. Okay. All right, we cover a couple more here. How about Tulane and Cincinnati? And in this one, I'm showing Cincinnati here as the favorite. They are up. They're 4.5. And the total 151.5. No change there.
Yeah, I don't know what to think about this one, Ramon. I mean, on paper, Tulane is terrible. Can I repeat it? Terrible. 1-9 against the spread. Cincinnati's 8-2 in their last 10. The favorite 7-3 in the last 10 meetings here. Home teams 4-1 the last 5. Cincinnati, I think, has just a huge edge in this one. I mean, I don't know. Like I'm kind of surprised that this spread isn't more like 8-10. That's kind of how I see it. I don't know. What am I missing, Ramon? I like Cincinnati here in this one.
No, I'm on it with you. This one I've got to take Cincinnati. That's the way I see it as well. Tulane certainly not producing very good numbers at this point. I think let's see if there was any professional action that kind of came in on this one. No, not necessarily anything from the Sharps. We do have Cincinnati covers, says Curtis. Hello, Scott. She likes Cincinnati. We were talking about the Bulls earlier. Where were you? And So just looks a little bit low here to me, Mindy, at 4.5 against this weak Tulane club. And that's the way I would look at it with Cincinnati here. Let's see if I have any. No, I don't see any significant professional action that's going to change my mind. Again, I would look to see if there was kind of a sharp move here in this one to Tulane. But Blake also says he wants to lay 4.5 points here. So I don't know. I mean, Cincinnati,
That's what I said. I
Well,
feel like,
right,
sometimes I'm
no, I
looking
mean,
and I'm
I
like,
know.
what am I missing?
Well, I mean,
You know.
let me check, make sure the injury report's clear. Because I mean, you have a Cincinnati team 9-3 against the spread. You have Tulane 2-9 against the spread. I mean, it just doesn't make much sense. That's such a reasonable number. I mean, I know there's a lot of games on the board. I get that. Um, no, I don't think the injuries are really significant. I think Cincinnati's injury report is a little bit more complicated, but those are just long term injuries, while Tulane seems to have the short term injuries with a couple of, notable players that are questionable in this one. So, not impact players, but
Yeah.
all right. That's
All
our.
right. Well, let's do
We
it.
don't have many plays so far, so we better get on this one with Cincinnati here. Maybe it'll go up. Who knows? All right. Colorado and Stanford in this one in our last matchup that we're going to cover today. This was one of the late games here, 8 Pacific, 11 Eastern. Stanford -2, total 140.
Yeah, I mean, I really like this Colorado team this year. I kind of feel like, Stanford kind of drags their, feet sometimes. So I hope it's not today because I like the over here. The over is 5-0 in Stanford's last 5 Thursday games here. Colorado's been putting up about 86 points a game. Stanford 74. I think this one should be a really good matchup. I'm kind of excited to, see how this plays out. I think it will give us, probably a little bit of insight where these two teams are going to head, after tonight's matchup here. I'm going to go over 140.
All right. Yep. Colorado might have a pretty decent team. Stanford. I'm going to take Stanford in this one. They are 4-1 as a favorite so far. They're laying a reasonable number here. Colorado's covered just 3 of their last 10 overall, and they're 2-4 against the spread on the road. I'm going to take Stanford -2 tonight. Mindy's going to be on the over 140.
Yeah, you like this Stanford team, don't you?
No, not necessarily
Not
long
necessarily
term.
anymore.
Well, not long term, not right, not necessarily overall.
I just know you've been on them a couple times.
Oh, for sure, no doubt about it. I mean, had them in that game against the ASU game. That was a while back. So
Yeah.
might have had him against Loyola as well.
USC?
Curtis wants to be on Colorado here. Not a lot of analysis today because we've got so many games to get through. Hopefully, it's okay just to give out some picks here today. Scotch will be with me on Stanford tonight. So, okay, that's a look at college basketball. It's hockey time. We got a big hockey card here as well tonight.
No Latifa for her birthday? We'll still celebrate her birthday, I guess, on the show. Happy birthday, Latifa.
Maybe she's here. She always pops in at just the
She
right
usually says
time.
hi.
It's always, yeah, always pops in at just the right time. So let's start to get into it, though, with the hockey card, see if there's been any movement, see if the goalies are right. There were only 2 confirmed goalies last I checked. So call that up and make sure here. And let's take a look because the Red Wings going to be taking on the Sabres in this one. I'm showing the Sabres here. Pretty significant favorite, minus $1.65 or so. See if there's been any change. Total 6.5 over 20.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the Sabres, here at all in this one. I'll take them at minus, 165. They have won 4 in a row now, putting up about 5 goals a game. Red Wings 2-2 over the last 4 here. Sabres are ranked first in shooting percentage as well, second in power play. I'll take them.
All right, Mindy will be on the Buffalo Sabres here, minus $1, probably even a little bit cheaper than that, Mindy. It's going down a little. I think maybe $1.60, maybe $1.65 at some of the square shops here. But boy, I could see some goals here in this one. That's I've got to think. I mean, you have a hot Buffalo team, right? Certainly coming in right now with the 7-2-1 record over the last 10. They're also 10-6-1 in the over at home, 5-2 the over as a favorite. I want 7 goals here tonight. I'll go over 6.5 with Detroit and Buffalo. Got a few more confirmed goalies, so not necessarily, I think, in this game, but.
There you got some over, folks, with the hour mom.
Okay, great. Let's see what we got. Curtis Mann with me on the over, Scotch with me on the over, showing right there on the screen Huso and Anderson, but other sites conflicting with Hellberg in there for the Red Wings and Luukkonen for the Sabres. So we could be seeing backups in here tonight as well. I would like that. So nothing confirmed, but I'll be on the over. Mindy's on the Sabres. Senators and Capitals. Capitals here, $1.65, maybe even $1.70. The total is 6, maybe just shaded the over. We'll leave it at 6 right now, but it could be going up to 6 over 10 or 15.
Yeah, this Capitals team, won 5 in a row now, allowing 1.6 goals over their last 5. Senators 1-3 in their last 4, only been putting up 2 goals a game. I'm gonna take a look at the under. It's 9-2. Senators the last 11 road games, 4-1 in the Capitals last 5. I'll go under.
All right, Mindy's on the under in Senators and Capitals at 6 goals. I think that's probably what we'll see. I don't think there'll be too much strong movement here. Curtis wants to lay the Capitals. Scotch is on the Capitals.
Right.
And I'm on the Capitals. It seems like a high price. I don't mind, though, here on the show. Anyway, I'm going to lay $1.70 or whatever it is. I'll take the Capitals as a favorite here tonight against the Senators. Rangers and Lightning, decent game here, no doubt about it. I'm showing the Lightning here, $1.30, total 6 over 15.
Well, I might take the home team today. I'm going to take the Lightning about minus 130 now, getting a little bit better than where it opened at minus 150. Lightning won their last one versus Canadians. Rangers lost the last one here to the Capitals. Got smoked 4-0. Lightning have allowed, I don't know, 1 goal in 3 of their last 5. I'm going to go with the Lightning here.
All right, Mindy's on the Lightning. I mean, yeah, this is a great game, no doubt about it. Good goaltending, good defense. Tampa Bay 12-4 at home. Rangers 11-5 on the road. Man, good game, good game, no doubt about it. And Curtis says he wants the over in this game. Uh-oh. I've learned my lesson with I think anybody watch. I don't know if anybody even writes.
You play last night, you mean?
No. Well, I've gone with the over too often with Shesterkin on the show, and I think in this game, in this matchup, and again, I think these 2 goalies have more of a chance being in here. Here's Scotch kind of going against you here, and I don't know, Mindy, I was kind of leaning towards the Rangers actually as well, but again, I've just gone over too often going against Shesterkin, and in the matchup with the Lightning, I'm going to end up going over. I mean, the Rangers have been so solid. 2-6 to the under as a dog, 3-7 their last 10 as a dog, and Tampa Bay. They have trended a bit over at home, but can't do it, man, with Shesterkin. I kept making mistakes here on the show. One of my worst kept going over with Shesterkin and getting beat. I'm going under today in this one. Mindy's on Lightning. Yeah, tired of being wrong.
I'm just tired.
Canadians and Panthers in this one, and then we got a big favorite here. Panthers, they might be down to 285 or so, 6.5 over 25.
Both teams have won what? Is that right? 3 straight, with the Canadians putting up 1.33 goals per game. Panthers scoring 2 goals a game during those same time frame there. I'm going to take a look at the under 5-0-1. Canadians last 6 games, 5-1. Panthers last 6 here as well.
Okay, say it again. I'm sorry.
I'm going under in this one.
Okay. Gotcha. Under with Canadians and Panthers, says Mindy in this one with Montembeault and Bob in the goal. Here come the chat. Butterscotch says Florida on the puck line. And Curtis will go under with you. I'm going to go, I can't like what the Canadians are necessarily. I'm going to go Panthers on the puck line as well. Don't see me do that too often, but I'll do it here at minus $1.25. I'll take the Florida Panthers against Montreal. Montreal, the last time these two teams played, Montreal won 10-2. You wonder if Florida will remember that game. It was last season in
It'll
April.
be interesting.
Yeah, but Florida, yeah, they've both been kind of, Florida has come back to the pack a little bit of late, but they are 8-5 at home. Man, just such a high price. Well, still, I'm going to take them. The steam did come in on Florida. There's obviously been some buyback because the Sharps came in at -300, and I'm showing right now at some of the discount books, it's definitely a little bit less at 285 or so.
Open 300. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. Just want to check that. The send out was actually as low as 230, but I mean that wasn't going to work. There was some 250s in our back end. It opened at 250, so not much value necessarily, I would think, with Florida here. But I follow Montreal pretty close as one of my favorite teams, so I'm going to take Florida on the puck line here. All right, Blue Jackets and Islanders here. The Islanders are -230. And the total is 6.5 under 15.
Well, this is another one I'm going to go ahead and go under. It's 5-1. The Islanders last 6 here, playing on 1 day's rest. Under 7-0, and the Blue Jackets last 7 versus a team with a winning record here as well. Blue Jackets are losers of 6 straight now. Oh my goodness! I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you, Mindy, especially if we're getting a 6.5 here, even though it is juiced just slightly. I think this one, most of my model came in at 6 goals in this one. Merzlikins and Sorokin. Look, I know everybody wants to go over with Elvis, but I think there's a chance that Korpisalo could be in there today. I'm showing the sites that I follow. Definitely, listing some with Elvis, some with Jonas. So I will take the under. Here's Curtis coming in. He likes the Blue Jackets on the puck line at +1.5, -125. Seems like a reasonable price there.
Gotch says to the over on that one. I was like, man, Sorokin's been giving up 0 goals. So
right,
I hope that's not a indication that we are making a wrong choice there, Butter.
No, but again, I mean, I think it's Columbus that more so has the problems, with their goaltending. Certainly, I mean, they're the team that kind of trends a little bit to the over. Islanders as well, but how about the Islanders are 6-11 to the under as a favorite? So I think that kind of favors this situation here for us. And I want to go under with you, Mindy, as our first hockey play today. Under 6.5, Columbus and the Islanders. All right, the Blackhawks going to take on the Blues here. Another big favorite today. These prices are kind of making it a little bit interesting and difficult. St. Louis 255, 6 shaded to the over. Might even be going to 6 over 15 here.
Yeah, I mean, Blues are on this bad losing streak again. Lost their last 3 here. Allowed 5 goals or more per game. Blackhawks 1 and 2. They've been putting up about 2 to 3 goals. I'm going to take a look at the over here. It's 7-1. The Blues last 8 versus a team with a record below 400. So I'm going to take the over.
I'm going to agree with you on this one too, Minnie. Let's give us a second play here, a consensus play here on the over in this one. I mean, you have a St. Louis team that just continues to constantly go over right now, right? 9-1 last 10. Chicago 6-4 to the over last 10. We've got Curtis is agreeing with us on the over here. We have also Scotch. He knows his Chicago teams. He wants to lay the puck line with St. Louis. That might be the way that I also would look. I would think on this one. Chicago's not covering many puck lines, and they're always a puck line dog pretty much. 13-18 against the puck line. St. Louis, nothing special on the puck line, but I'm going to take the over with you, Mindy. Let's get another one going here.
Okay. We're cruising halfway through.
Yeah. Again, more picks than analysis, I think, today with our heavy workload, but that's okay. All right, my model's all over the place in this one, Mindy, so I'm probably not going to trust it. But I'll
Okay.
be interested what your numbers say here because I've got a pretty wide window on this total. But right now the Wild our favorite at 115. The total's a 6 flat, no doubt about it.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and go with the Stars here today. They are ranked second in goals for. Wild 20th. I know that they're playing better as of late, but the Stars 6-0 on Thursday. Can't go wrong with that, right? They are 4-1 in their last 5 road games here as well. I'll take the Stars since they're playing well on the road.
Fleury is one of the confirmed goalies today on the card so far, and I'm not fading Fleury necessarily, but I like the Stars here at this price at minus $1.05. Look at Dave Z kind of calling for a puck line win here, and I don't know if I mind that. They're okay. They're actually plus 1.5, minus
Yeah.
225. I could, there's obviously you could go there, find the minus 1.5 and probably get a pretty good price on it. Curtis is definitely going to be against us here. Yeah, he likes Wild and the under, and I gotta figure out what my model says on. I mean, I've got part of it, all the way from about 5.5 to 7, and with Odinger in there, I mean, he's been pretty solid still. So, that kind of worries me about what I should be more confident because of the day that I had there yesterday. But I like Dallas here in this one, Mindy, with you at minus $1.05, certainly. And Dave says, don't forget, always can take them in regulation. Scotch is on Minnesota. So it looks like their chat's kind of on Minnesota here, but I want to be on Dallas today in this one. Yeah. I would think it's 6, though. With these two goalies, five seems more likely.
Right.
But, man, they've just played a game 6-5. All right, we're on Dallas 3 in a row. Wow,
let's do it.
I like that. Canucks and Jets in this one. I'm showing the Jets are $1.50 or so. The total 6.5 under 15.
Man, this Canucks defense is just bad. I know they like to score goals, but I'm going to take the Jets here today. Minus 150.
All right, Minnie's going to take the Jets, lay the price against the Canucks. And I'm probably going to look at the total in this one. I've got a lot more 6s on this game than I do 6.5 for sure. So I think I want to go under with these two teams in this matchup. Looks like it could be Martin and Hellebuck. I would think those two will be the goalies, even though neither is confirmed at this point. But Winnipeg at home, they're just such a solid under. I know Vancouver scores goals, more like they give up goals, right? So the Jets,
either way.
That's just it. I don't know if I mind the Jets, and price is kind of high to make it on my card, but I'm not so sold as I am on the total in this one. So I'm going to go under. You got a Winnipeg team 12-22-1 to the under this season, including 5-12-1 to the under at home. So I'm going to go under in this one. I know Vancouver, they give up goals on the road like nobody's business, but it's going to be a free play here. Scotch does like Vancouver in this game.
Yeah,
Curtis likes Vancouver in this game. So
I'll write it down. Chat likes Canucks.
Yeah. Winnipeg's such a great favorite. They really are. Scotch did say over, though, in this game. Going against me there.
On this one, yeah.
Yeah. This one's a wild one. So
wild, I tell you.
All right. Kings are going to take on the Avs, and the Avs are favored here, $1.55. This total's dropped, though, to about 6 flat. Pretty significant drop, I'd say, with Quick and Georgiev probably definitely in there, I would think, in this one.
Well, I'm going to take the upset in this one. I'm taking the Kings here today. I know that the Avs kind of have, the advantage, defensively. But I just kind of like where the Kings are here today. They are 5-1 in their last 6 overall. as well. I'll take the Kings plus money.
Yeah, and it looks like now I'm showing more sites leaning towards Copley in there in goal today. So maybe that's, well, I don't know. I mean, that's funny that the totals kind of moved down a little bit. I would say, considering that Copley's going to be in there, but man, Mindy, I agree with you. I like the Kings in this spot. The spot to me says Kings, and especially money line, right?
Right. Money line.
All right, I'm down.
All right.
Down.
Let's see it.
Scotch is down with the Kings as well. I guess I could change this because I would think that as I see now, I use 3 sites as a consensus for the goalies. 2 of them do say Copley now, where earlier it did say Quick. So we do have the backup in there, but I don't mind. I like the Kings here in this spot against.
Oh, Curtis is on it too. All right. Nice. Makes me feel a little bit better about myself.
Yeah, I mean, look, I mean, we know the Avs could give, have given the Kings a bit of a hard time. I would think. Let's see what they've done. How many in a row? I can't even count how many in a row it's been. So I think it ends. I think it ends today, or at least more so a price play for me. I mean,
Right.
the Avs have owned them, but the Kings are playing well, so let's take them here. They've actually.
Blake is on it too. Look at that. All right.
This is a big game. I mean, that's
Yeah,
just it, right?
for
This
sure.
is a big game, certainly for these 2 teams right now. And the Kings have had a great year so far for them.
Yeah.
Maple Leafs and Coyotes. Maple Leafs here, pretty big favorite, 285, maybe even higher, maybe 290. Total 6 over 15.
Well, I think I like the over. I know this is kind of that weird, spot here with the Coyotes that we sometimes like versus, the Maple Leafs. But I'll take the over here today. It's 4-1. The Maple Leafs last 5 following a win. 4-1 Coyotes last 5 following a win here as well. So yeah, I'll take the over.
Looks like we're going to have a heavy card together here today, Mindy. I like the over in this one as well. Can Toronto? It looks. Look, we've had some success with the Coyotes, no doubt about it. They. I don't want to say they've overachieved, but
Tough. I don't know why, but they do. Yeah.
Well, look, there's not a lot to trend wise. You gave some good trends there, but I mean, in general, these teams are under. But I've got just too many 6.5s in my model to want to go again. Especially just 6 over 15 when I think they can get 7 goals here in this one. So Scotch is going to lay the puck line here in this one. So I kind of lean that way as well. But I think the over is a better play here. I think 7 goals is more possible. Goalie situation, you do have Murray definitely confirmed in this one. Probably be Vejmelka in there for the Coyotes. So let's go ahead and go over in this one. We've got 4 games, 5 packs.
2, 3, 4, 5. 1 to go.
Okay, well, let's take a look at it. And I'm showing the Flyers here on the road. They're Sharks are $1.55. Kakkonen is confirmed in goal, it looks like here already. And Urson will be in goal, confirmed here for the Flyers. They're basically on a 3rd goalie here now.
I feel like I can't win with the Sharks here as of late, but I'm going to stick with them, Ramon. The Sharks are 12-2 versus the Flyers over the last 15 here as well. So give me the Sharks here, minus 155.
All right. Well, I hope you can work it out because I've got the Sharks here in this one as well. Pretty big favorite, but I'm willing to go with them here. They're actually, showing some signs of life of late, and they're going. If I can go against the Flyers, I'm willing to do it. Take a look here. That's right. If Sharks Flyers can't win here, that's the way I'm going to look at it as well. I mean,
I don't want those Sharks to let me down today, darn it.
Both teams are pretty bad. We know that. And, but Scotch, the Flyers are horrible. Scotch on San Jose. We got 6 games, Mindy. I'm on the Sharks tonight as well. We're laying a couple of favorites today, but that's okay.
Right.
We got a 6-pack of plays.
Awesome. How am I going to watch all these games tonight? 5 TVs is like not nearly enough.
Well,
We got bowl games. We
don't
got
forget to watch the
NFL.
NBA Crunch Time.
That's right. You did tell me
NBA
about the
Crunch
NBA
Time
Crunch.
app. I don't know if anybody's checked out the NBA Crunch Time app. I was telling Mindy about it last
Be
time.
able to load that up, right? On the TV through the apps,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you could put this app on your TV, the NBA Crunch Time app. If anybody has not seen it, it's like Red Zone for the NBA, and they start. It doesn't start right when the game started. It comes out about like 5:30. They're on for about 3 hours, kind of the bulk of the games here. So, but what they do is they kind of whip around, especially towards the end of the card, and they talk about gambling quite a bit, actually, trying to middle games a little bit.
Okay.
So it's kind of fun to watch. And with the card the way it's set up today, I'm sure they'll be on all the way through those last two games. So I like it. NBA Crunch Time app. And yeah, it does save a couple of TVs as well.
Right.
We have this heavy volume. Even though most of us are multiple monitor people, you guys are, we are, Mindy and I, but they do whip around pretty good and make sure you see all the key moments as well. So you can load the NBA app on your TV, and the Crunch Time app is free. So it's a pretty good product. So I think people could check it out and they would enjoy it.
All right. I'm doing it
We've
tonight.
got more action here. We're going to go to the bowls next.
Here we go.
Mindy, where your favorite bowl of all, the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
How do you know that I don't like mayonnaise, Ramon?
Well,
Were you just like suspecting that, or
I'm
what?
a Miracle Whip kind of guy myself.
I don't like anything like that. No, I like ketchup and I like A1. Those are like my only condiments. No mustard, no mayonnaise, no ranch.
I'm quite like that. I don't like mustard, but hey, here you would hate to be the head coach, Mindy, because the head
That
coach
is so gross. Like, it is like the
dumped
worst.
with mayo.
I'd rather be, a bucket of Cheez-Its, or perhaps. And then I was thinking too, like, are Cheez-Its like an older, folks, food of choice? I mean, I think of Cheez-Its being like, I don't remember the last time I've had a Cheez-It. I mean, do Cheez-Its, are they only for like younger kids? That's, in the in the circles I travel, no one eats Cheez-Its. Am I like,
Okay. Well, no, I mean,
the only one?
I don't go out and necessarily buy a lot of Cheez-Its, but if someone says, "Hey, you want some Cheez-Its?" I'm like, "I'll have some Cheez-Its." It's got a little bit of salt on it. Not my favorite cheese cracker of all. I'm not a big cheese cracker person, but anyway, Mindy, in this one, I just want to cover before we get into the bowls. So far, I've talked about the steam, the moves, if you will, and it's definitely been pretty solid so far on a lot of these games. And I will mention before you get rolling here on this one that so far through the bowl season, the unders are 8, 16, and 1 to the under. So unders are coming in right now at 67%.
Twice the pace. What else was I going to say too? I mean, I'm sure it was pretty, insightful. Oh yeah. How about the morning steam? I think we were like, what, 8-1 in our last 9 bowl games?
Wow. We had Texas Tech. We had North Carolina, right? We had Duke as well. That was one of them. Trying to remember if some of the other ones, maybe we had Middle Tennessee against San Diego State. I remember that. So we had Air Force against Baylor. We had Western Kentucky. You're right. We're pretty much crushing the bowl season here on the show. I may have missed a couple there, but those are the ones that I remember the most.
Right. So good work out of you, Ramon.
Let's keep it going. Hey, Kenny P. Good to see you. Kenny P. I see Kenny P. here. I don't know. I'll ask you. I don't want to be, and I don't think it is one of my chat people that I follow on all the shows, Kenny Peacock. But let me know if that's you, Kenny P., or if you're just another Kenny P. Not just another Kenny P. You're our Ken P. You've been here with us, but I know Ken P. Through some of the other chat rooms on some of the other shows. So let me know about that, brother, if you're the Kenny Peacock from some of the other shows. But anyways, go ahead, Mindy, with this one, Maryland and NC State.
Yeah, Maryland beat Rutgers in their last game. I don't know, 37-0. NC
Right.
State beat North Carolina 30-27. Maryland outgains North Carolina State here by about 60 yards a game. Just better on third down efficiency. Maryland 5-1 against the spread here. I'll take Maryland +2.
All right, Mindy's going to be on Maryland in this one, plus the +2, is it? Yeah. In fact, yeah, it might even be down to +1 right now, but we'll give you some credit here on this one with an extra point. But I don't think we'll find that necessarily in the back end now. But I would think for me, I'll be on the under, of course, probably in this one. Why not? Right? I mean, just read it off to you. I don't say I'm broad brushing it here necessarily. Uh,
Right.
Going under in every game, but a lot of my success of late certainly has been taking unders. And well, this one definitely is one of the lower totals compared to some of those wild totals that we've seen. But that's the way I feel about this one. I think this will be what, 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific on Friday at the Mayo at the at the Duke's Mayo Bowl.
Ew.
Yeah, it's not. That's hats off to the Duke's Mayo. It's not Kraft, right? It's not even the second or third brand out there. It's Duke's, but they said we're gonna go out there
Right.
and
We're getting a bowl.
we're
And we're
gonna
going to make it exciting. It's good for your hair, I hear.
we're gonna have our own bowl. So, all right, Maryland, they're missing a bunch of players, and their wide receivers are going to be all out of this one, I'm afraid. But NC State, they're probably going to be down to a fourth string quarterback. I'm on the under. I'm on the under in this one. So a lot of uncertainty here, but with many opt outs, to me, it just kind of comes down to looking like one of those preseason game. Yeah, okay, it is Kenny Peacock. It's an honor actually to have you here, Kenny. Certainly, you're one of the best chatters on all of the sites. So, honor to have you here, Kenny Peacock. Great chatter from all. Hey, also want to say hello to Louisa DeJean. I hope I got that right. But first time we've seen Louisa DeJean talking about the cheese.
Yeah, Cheez-Its. I guess they eat Cheez-Its frequently. It didn't quite answer my question. Is it a older person's snack, or do we think of it more as a younger person's snack? I'm just curious what the chat thinks.
Dave says NC State not covering lately, been a disappointment all season. I'm actually leaning to NC State on this one, but yeah, butterscotch, no doubt about it. In fact, it's not only 1.5 at some books; it's quite frankly down to 1. But and that's interesting because I entered these lines in just about 3 hours ago, so there's obviously been some movement here already today. So Mindy's you'll find on the back end probably just +1, maybe 1.5, which is interesting because Maryland actually opened, I think, kind of the favorite in this game. So that now they're back to almost probably go back to even, and maybe the way it's going. But these opt outs are just crazy in this one. I've got the under here. All right,
I'm getting some answers for my questions. Scotch says it's an older person's cracker, older person's snack. So yeah, like I said, I'm kind of interested because they're going all for it, having sponsored 2 bowls this season.
Yeah, well, the only time
the commercials are pretty
awesome. The AM PM or something, and I look to get a cracker snack. That's what I reach for. Okay, that's my. I
like the stacked Lay's. That's my kind of go-to snack if I need something. I think it's a good hearty chip. What's that?
Oh, just Lay's potato chips?
The stacked Lay's, the ones that come in the tube, right?
Oh, so it's like a Pringle style.
Well, but it's different than a Pringle. Like it's, the Pringles are light and crispy. The stacked Lay's are like a crunchier chip. Say more like towards like a tortilla chips kind of.
Well, I like Lay's, so I'm gonna consider that.
Try the stacked Lay's.
Some
people will say yes, some people will say no. So I don't know.
Dave said it's already even in his book in that one. Hey, how about this one, Mindy, with Pitt and UCLA? Right now, UCLA is all the way up to a 5.5 point favorite, and this total has been the biggest dropper on the board. I mean, this thing opened as high as 60 and a half. It even opened at the best of luck book as high as 63, but now it's way down to 53 on a bunch of opt-outs for Pittsburgh. Nobody's playing. Everybody wants out of Pittsburgh, I guess. And UCLA, they're actually coming in with more positive news. Their players are playing.
So is Thompson Robinson playing?
He has taken first team reps
Okay.
pretty much all week. So
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure. Like, I think I'm going to take UCLA either way here. But I mean, especially like if he plays, I don't think there's any sort of chance, that Pittsburgh has, any sort of chance in this game. But even with a backup, I think UCLA is still going to be able to cover this one. I mean, geez, they outgained Pittsburgh by a ton of yardage.
yeah. Pittsburgh right now, I mean, of course, Slovis is out. But who cares? I mean, he's terrible anyways. Their top running back out, 2 linemen, 5 starters on defense. Their 4 captains are done. They're not going to play. Charbonnet, he's questionable for the game that because he might not play. But again, I think that a lot of this stuff, when I talk about the moves and everything, this has been, kind of a mover, certainly. And I'm going to go with UCLA with you. Let's get on them. I mean, it was a premium for me, so let's just play them. I mean, this looks like such a solid spot for UCLA to roll here. I'm on UCLA with you for sure. No doubt about it.
No doubt about it.
South Carolina and Notre Dame here. Notre Dame, this is another mover here necessarily. I just saw that Tyler Buchner just came across. I think the news was already going to be that Buchner was going to play. He's my guy, actually, from here, or from my old stomping grounds in San Diego. He got hurt early. I don't know if he's ever going to fulfill the expectations. I'm not going to say that my buddy was overrated a little bit, but, it's given his career path, if you will. It's still a tough ask, but Notre Dame here at now -2, total 51.5.
It's funny, last night when I was watching Oregon play, I swear every time I would look, I would think that they were Notre Dame. I thought it was weird. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
going
don't
to go ahead and
like those helmet, but hey, if you don't like Oregon's uniforms this week, just wait till next week.
right. I mean, the only time I think they're identifiable is when they wear, the whole, yellow gear with like the darker, I don't know if they're black or brown, pants. Those are the ones I only think that always looks like Oregon there. But even though I think we've been having all of these, I don't know, under trends, I'm going to go over in this one. I think this is the one that we're going to see some points scored here. Over a 6-0 in Irish's last, 6. Also 4-1 games last 5 non-conference games. I get it. There's lots of players out and such, but I just kind of feel like this is one that, each of these teams here can put up a touchdown or so a quarter.
Well, South Carolina was playing so well. They beat Tennessee. They beat Clemson. So Notre Dame's missing players. Certainly, I think, Buchner's healthy now. And, yeah, he would have been the starter all the way, but Payne hit the portal. So South Carolina is also missing a bunch of players here. Top running back, top 3 tight ends, a wide receiver, right tackle, all out.
Right.
They'll be missing 5 starters on defense, 3 defensive backs. And they're, of course, their offensive coordinator.
Notre Dame runs wild. Yeah.
We know where the offensive coordinator from South Carolina is coming to Lincoln. So, but you do have Spencer Rattler. And with this game in Jacksonville, I think South Carolina, look, I'm a big Tyler Buchner fan, but I've got South Carolina here in this one to win this game outright. I'll take them on the money line even here. Butterscotch says he wants Rudy in the Irish, so I don't mind that. He's in Chicago. He knows his Irish. They're big. That's a big base for their fans, even though it's in Illinois, even though Chicago, Illinois. But you know what I mean. They love them in Chicago. So, all right, Mindy's on the over in this one, and I'm on South Carolina. Yep, Curtis says SEC covers. Okay, is this a mistake, Mindy? Because we've just started to reel off all the Power Fives, and now we're stuck with Wyoming and Ohio. But we got to cover this one. This one's the Arizona Bowl. I don't think Barstool's involved with this anymore. I think they come to the curb. But what do you got here with Wyoming and Ohio?
Oh, well, I think Wyoming's going to have a hard time to score in this one. I mean, I kind of feel like, you know, they're just going to have trouble scoring. They don't put up that many yards anyway. So I'm going to take the under in this one.
I agree with you, Minnie. I want to go under here. I don't mind the spot for Wyoming, but I think it is going to be a low scoring game. Uh, kind of like the Cowboys actually in this one. So they will have to do it, I think, with some defense. Ohio will have a backup in there, I believe. In Wyoming, we're missing 4 running backs, their leading receiver, and 2 starters on defense. Um, so I don't know. Again, you do have a Wyoming does have they do pretty well in bowls. So, but I think under's the case here. You see these moves, and it's big time under city in the bowls, and this one's been heading straight under. This one opened as high as 44. It's now 41. Not much value for us there, but we're going to end up on the under here. Under's gone 3 straight for Ohio, 5 straight under for Wyoming. Let's go under here. Yeah, Dave says Ohio without Rourke, not so good. He is leading to Wyoming. I also am leaning to Wyoming in this one, but I'll take the under. I feel a lot better about that, even with the 3-point tax that we're end up paying here. Consensus play. There we go. Got a couple of them here so far on our bowls we're covering here today. Clemson and Tennessee. Clemson a 6-point favorite here now. Just over the last couple of hours, gone back up to 6. Total 63.5.
Oh, what to do? I think I'm going to pick Tennessee, though. I think I will take them getting some points. I think that's kind of what tips me here on this one. Tennessee they do outgain Clemson by about 100 yards here on the offense. Tennessee 9-3 against the spread the last 12. I know Tennessee's probably had a little bit of a disappointing season, but I'm just really not a Clemson fan here this season, so I'll take Tennessee.
Well, it all went downhill when Hooker got hurt, and I think
Yeah.
that sucks, right? So Kenny Peacock does like Tennessee in this one, getting those points with you. Curtis says SEC cover. Again, I'm not replaying his last
Right.
chat. He definitely just said the same thing. He loves the SEC, especially if they're getting points. So, yeah, without Hooker, Tennessee's also missing some wide receivers here as well, and Clemson will be starting a new quarterback. But I was a DJ fan, but it's probably the best for DJ to move on. Maybe that was a little bit too much for him at Clemson. He'll find a spot where he fits in, I would think, for sure. Clemson will be down a couple of starters on defense, so I don't know. It's tough because Tennessee comes in with their backup as well. So, you know where I'm going with this one, Minnie, especially at 63.5. We know Clemson struggles scoring all season, right? Dave says, watch out. Tennessee will have the energy in this one. This one's being played in Miami. So I'm going to take the under, though. It looks pretty juicy, actually. Man, I really like the under. Would be a premium. Let's give it out on the show. I'm going under in Clemson and Tennessee.
All right, let's do it.
Boy, this should be a real.
Oh no, we have to.
Mindy to talk about the Music City Bowl in this one, and can we just go over because it's 31, or do we have to respect this number and figure it's going to end up being 7? I don't know. I mean, it's got to be 14-10. It's got to be 17-10. It's got to be something there because 31 points. That seems easy to achieve. Why is it 31 points, Mindy? We know why, but I mean, tell us.
Well, I mean, the total's not going to be, my play here today. I'm going to go ahead and take Kentucky only because Iowa's starting a freshman quarterback that's never played. But it's one of those that like I feel like there's going to be no pressure here on these two teams now. Like I felt like Iowa was always under this pressure to perform, to do better. Why are you guys so crappy? That sort of thing. And I feel like they might be able to break loose a little bit here. So I mean, I don't, you know, I tend to think there's going to be some points scored in this game. I don't think it's going to be just a 17-14. That's, kind of my opinion. But I think Kentucky is, I think they're too fast. I know Iowa's strong. They got a nice defense. But, speed, I think, is going to win out here in this game. I like Kentucky.
Yeah, Iowa's got the best defense, right? Technically, but yeah, you're right. Iowa's got a quarterback that hasn't even thrown a pass yet. Kentucky does not have their star quarterback in here. They fired their offensive coordinator. So
these bowl games are a mess, aren't they?
They are, but I mean, that's what it is, right? I mean, you base the picks kind of on the news. Here comes Curtis.
Right. Agree, Curtis.
Scott says Kentucky with the points here in a close one. I was kind of leaning Hawkeyes because of that, because of the defense. Man, 31, that's so crazy. I can't even remember a total in a bowl game being 31. I mean, it almost like couldn't you just fall over and get a touchdown, or there might be defensive touchdowns or whatever. So I'm just going to go over. I mean, look, I mean, call me square. I'm just, it's not 31. I'll just go over. It's got to be, I mean, come on. They only need 4 touchdowns and a field goal. How hard is that? Might be hard. It might be 10-7 and late in the third quarter here.
It could be.
So, but I'll do it. I'll go over. I'm just a sucker for this one for sure. I'm Mr. Under. Nobody laugh at me. Come on, I take the under every time. I'm just going. I'm going over because it's 31 points. I mean, I got to be honest. And again, it could be defensive scores. It could be anything. And is Joe Square actually going to sit there and say, "Oh boy, 31. It might be 4 touchdowns only. You're winning the game, whatever." So Scott says they could run the ball. They could end up running the ball as well.
I think that's probably what's going to happen, right?
Well, Iowa's number one. They're the top team in the country yards per play defensively. That's for sure. Kentucky, look, if Levis was in there, we'd be looking at a completely different, spread. Remember, Kentucky opened the favorite in this game at 2.5. Now Iowa's the favorite at minus 2.5. So, if anything, like I said, the moves have come in pretty steadily so far in the bowl games. I think want to say, man, there's been 25 bowl games and it's like 17-7-1. After the move, though, it's actually gone down a little bit. It's like 15-10 or so, but still, if you're getting the best price of it. So, and Dave says, "Hey, exact score 3-2."
I think we got close to that one this year, right? Wasn't it 9-7, something like that? Iowa State.
Stranger than that, wasn't it?
7-5. Okay. It was something weird.
Yeah, like I said, good thing that the other game is on at the same time. Let's talk about it right now with the big.
I wonder which one we're going to be watching, right, Ramon?
Well, you got Alabama certainly here favored in this one by 6.5, and this total is 56. It's obviously it's still the Sugar Bowl, but it's not. There's got to be a little bit of drawback for Alabama having not made the playoff. K-State, they had high aspirations too, but this is a big accomplishment for them, even though we know that they're always a very, very steady, solid program.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of these, like, I feel like if I was going to take a pass, this would be like my total pass. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think there's so many scenarios that this game can go, either way. Alabama has pretty much zero motivation to win this game. I mean, they really don't. I mean, I think they're going to win it. How about that? But I don't know if they're going to win it by 6.5. I mean, so that's why I tend to lean, K-State here. But it's again, I feel like Alabama has just as much ability to crush Kansas State because they're bigger and faster and stronger, But Kansas State, they're a tricky little team, and they just want to play this game. I mean, when they want to be put up against the big dogs. I think I got to take Kansas State.
All right, Mindy, you'll be on Kansas State in this one, plus those 6.5 points. Yeah, I mean, we know Howard is going to be a quarterback. I know your buddy Martinez will probably get in there a little bit, but, Will Howard, it looks like he's a, pretty good option considering what some of these teams are putting out there at quarterback. But look at Alabama. I mean, I don't know. There's just something about when you play, I think, even though this is not where Alabama wants to be, look at all they don't have you don't opt out. You don't opt out.
You don't opt out,
right? Unless you're already lined up. So they have a lot of top players likely to play in this game, including Bryce Young. Look, when he got the shoulder injury, it's been a real downer. I think it's kind of cost them probably their spot, in the Final Four. But again, Alabama, they're, still tops in the country, or top 2 or 3 in the country in yards per play. So I think they're certainly motivated for them as well. See what the comments in the chat. You're definitely the chat's against you certainly in this one.
I totally get it. Like, I totally get it, right? Again, like I said, if I was going to take a pass on a bowl game, it would definitely be this one. Again, like I totally get it. And I think the first drive of this game is going to dictate how it goes, right? If Kansas State gets the ball first, can go down and score, I think they'll have a chance. If Alabama goes down and scores right away, I think Alabama's probably going to run away with it. So I think it's going to be interesting.
Well, for me, and again, I mean, I've pretty much said under in every game, but I've got the over in this one. I think this one is going to be a fun one, and that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go over in this one. I think Howard is a good quarterback, and I think, Bryce Young, a healthy Bryce Young, I like, what he might be able to do if he's feeling a little bit better in this one. So I'm going to end up going over in this one as my play. Again, this one, if anything, it has kind of ticked up to the over here. It opened as low as generally 55.5, which is almost the same number, but some books did open it even lower. So I've got the over in this one, even though I'm got a couple of overs. How about that? All right. That's a look at we'll save the big ones.
Yep. You got to come back on Saturday.
Yeah. Let's see. I see what you did there, Mindy Hahn.
Yeah. The cliffhanger.
We will preview the college football playoff on Saturday's show. No doubt about it. Join us for that one. We'll preview all those games. Okay. We're not done. We're not done yet.
We got like a half hour, Ramon. Here we go. We got to get through them.
Well, we've got the NFL. We're going to cover the early games for the NFL on Sunday here today because we're gonna take Sunday off for the holiday and enjoy the New Year's Day, or at least recover from New Year's Eve. So nobody wants to get up at early in the morning unless you've got some.
That's why we're not doing it.
Huevos Rancheros and Bloody Marys for us. That's always a good.
Right?
Yeah, that's always a good way to go about it. Mindy, my recommendation there for you. Just get some hot sauce and eggs and a little Bloody Mary, and you'll be just fine.
All right, let's hope so.
The Panthers and the Buccaneers here, Mindy. This is a huge game between teams with poor records, but we know what's at stake in this one with these teams. So be interested to see. I mean, the Panthers, with their situation right now as it is, 6-9, but they can even their record up here with the Bucs if they can just win this game. But it's a key game for the Buccaneers, certainly. And the Buccaneers favored, opened as high as 7 on the sendouts, but generally has been 3.
Yeah, I mean, I've really, really tried to be on this Buccaneers team. Like, I just feel like they have enough talent that they should be able to get this done. But geez, everything about them shows, no. Panthers beat up on the Buccaneers, 21-3 in week 7. So here they go, trying to, complete the sweep here. I don't know. Panthers 5-1 against spread their last 6. Buccaneers really need a win, but I don't know how it's going to come by more than 3. Maybe Buccaneers get a win here, but I'm going to take the Panthers. Oh man, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
All right. I mean, the the Bucks are the team that doesn't cover. The Panthers are a team that covers. But now the spread's been adjusted, right? Kind of to a
Right.
certain extent, especially we're just dealing with a field goal here. Probably be a 3-point game. Maybe one way or the other. Maybe that favors the Panthers. Maybe they actually get the upset here. Hey, Hunter Love. Great to have Hunter
Hello,
Love
Hunter.
with us. Welcome to Team Steam. Panthers going to win. He likes him on the money line. I don't mind the play there. I mean, what's Tom done for us? What have the Bucks done for us when it comes to the spread this season? Right? I'm going to agree with Scotch here, though. I've got this one going under. I mean, come on, these teams aren't going to be. They can't produce now as it is. You think they're going to start now and get this game to go over at 40.5? I mean, certainly this game just ends up in the high 30s. I would think in this one. I've got the under. Mindy's got the Panthers. The Browns and the Commanders. And the Commanders. All right, you want to make a change at quarterback, and in a bit, right in the biggest game of the season. All right, you're going to have to own it. I've said Heineke is just fine. I mean, I'm not saying Heineke's any good, but compared to Carson Wentz, where do you stand on this one, Mindy?
Yeah, I don't like the move at all. I mean, it's kind of like the whole thing with,
Why didn't you go with them all season, right?
Well, right. I mean, it's kind of the same thing with, how the Jets have been. One game you pull the guy out, another game you put him back in. I mean, it's been kind of one of those weird things. And I know that, Watson hasn't been really doing all that much either. I think they probably would have been better off sticking with, Brissett. But I mean, I don't mind, I guess, the Browns making that move. But I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the under. It's 5-0 in the Browns' last 5 games here, 6-1 the Commanders' last 7. I think there's going to be a lot of Carson Wentz sacks going on there. I'll take the under.
Mr. Sack, Carson Wentz. He's always, always on his back. Mindy's on the under here with the Browns and the Commanders. I get it. The offense has been actually a complete disaster with Watson in there. Linton, though, Jeffrey's going to say he wants to take the Browns in this one, and I don't know if I do. I think I'm going to come in with the Commanders still. I agree with you, but I don't think there's any. I'm not saying I disagree with the move necessarily. I just am saying it's the same guy to me, right? I mean, but why the change now in the biggest game? Why, if you thought he was better, why wouldn't he have been in there previously in
games ago,
the other games? And Heineke's had, I mean, I'm pretty sure I've watched the whole season. I think the record says 7-7.
What's the thing? He went up against, a 49ers defense, and now he's the worst quarterback on your team. I don't know.
Right. Not only that, you're playing right in the NFC East, where you've had to also play some tougher games. The Commanders 7-7-1. To me, that's the Commanders have had a success. They've almost say they've overachieved a little bit. They've had a good season, considering that not only did we expect probably the Eagles and the Cowboys to have the successful seasons that they have, they've followed through and done just fine. Not only that, the Giants have had a successful season as well. They're a tough team to play. So Washington to be 7-7-1, that's a pretty decent season, and it's been with mostly Heineke in there after just a few weeks. Remember, they made the move and have been with. Yeah, I mean, you weren't looking for a all-star in there, but they've gotten the job done, and he's had a few moments. So I'll still go with the Commanders here. I think the Browns are, not in a great situation either. Dave says they have the motivation in this game. The Browns are done, of course. So
what's a Carson Bumwitch?
We're on Carson Bumwitch in this one. I am. Mindy's on the under in the Browns and the Commanders, and I don't know, Mindy. I think they might back into a few extra points here to take it over, but I'm not sure. I'll take the Commanders.
All right.
I agree with that comment. Let me get that back. Scott's talking about the weather will be better this week. I will mention that last week was the lowest scoring. I don't have to tell anybody, but last week was the lowest scoring week of the season, and we saw the bad weather all over the place. The Cleveland game was especially a disaster. Right, with whenever you see the field and they like can't get the snow off the ground because it's like frozen to the and that's a problem. Saints and the Eagles here. The Eagles in this one a 5.5-point favorite, and I do the quarterback situation still obviously not clear in Philadelphia. I would think Minshew, but I don't think anything's been confirmed necessarily yet that Hurts is out going to miss again. I would think you could get away with not playing him. What do you think on this one?
Well, yeah, I mean, this line went from -7 now to -5.5. Saints have won the last 2 here, holding their opponents to 14 points a game here. And the Eagles, they're allowing 23 points a game over their last 4. I don't know. Man, I just kind of think the Saints can keep this one close. I just do. I don't know why. They just been able to find ways, to keep games close. There's kind of this no quit attitude about them, and I don't know where it's coming from, but it exists. I'm going to take the Saints here, getting the plus points. Prefer the 7, of course, but I'll still take them.
Philly's just a machine right now, aren't they? 8-2 to the over. Look, I mean, it didn't matter that Hurts didn't play with Minshew in there, but the Saints, they're not done. They have a chance in this game, but that was a great victory by them next week. But man, the Eagles, they can get the top seed if they win this game. I think they'll have a lot of defense here. I know they're on an overrun, but I'm going to be on the under in this game. I think the Eagles will shut them down. I think they'll play a pretty controlled game here. Saints going to be a problem for them to score in this one. I would think the Eagles might smash them. You see what Scotch said there. Dave says take the over. He says, but I'm going to go under. Maybe it'll be 45-0 and I'll lose, but I think Philly. I'll be against you, I think, in that, but I'm not going to go against you on the show here, Mindy. I'm going to take the under. I think like I said, the offense wasn't the problem. Minshew proved what I had said about maybe being the best backup in the game. I mean, there was no problem with the Eagles' offense last week. So
that is true.
All right. Well, here's a real good tickets. This is a broken windshield special. Mindy, you know what that is, right?
No, I don't exactly know what a broken windshield special is.
I left 4 tickets on my dashboard to the Cardinals-Falcons game, and someone broke through the car and left 4 more tickets. Now I have 8 tickets for the game. This one between the Cardinals and the Falcons. Falcons 3.5, total 42.
What to do, Ramon? What to do here? I think I'm going to take a I don't know if I could pick a side. Like I have a really hard time with this one. So I'll just take an under. I don't know. I mean, Cardinals lost to the Buccaneers. I don't know who's going to play quarterback half the time. I don't know. There hasn't been much going on with the Falcons here, either with their changing in quarterback. I'm going to take the under. It's 4-0 and the Falcons last 4 here as well.
McCoy looks like he passed concussion protocol, so I think they would go with him over McSorley. Although McSorley was a nice story last week, I think, and I think he got a bum rap heading into the game. I think he totally performed admirably. I thought it was neat with his family watching the game and all that. So I thought it was kind of cool. But we do have Ritter in here in this one, and I see where you're going. I mean, look, these quarterbacks can't be anything special here, right? But it is indoors. That kind of scares me. I don't know. So just the fact that I'm getting a hook here with Colt McCoy back in there, I'll be on the Arizona Cardinals here in this one. This one, I can't see either team winning this game by more than 3 points. So
I can't see
I
either team
will.
winning this game. The end.
Huh?
You said I can't see either team winning this game, and then there was a pause, but it should have been the end, right? I can't see either team winning this one. I don't
Right.
know.
Maybe it will be another tie. Not actually, but yeah, I'll take a hook there. Not even getting the best price. I could add 4, but maybe with the fact that
Maybe
McCoy
game
is going to
time.
be, yeah, McCoy's an upgrade over McSorley. It sounds like a Mick special, and yeah, not the best game on the card. I'm sure the red zone will be not checking in very
Denied.
won't be checking in very free. First of all, they can't get into the red zone. How are you going to get on the red zone? Okay.
Exactly.
All right. The Jacksonville Jaguars. Obviously, uh, fun, hot team to watch right now, and they got it easy against the Texans, but they're laying points on the road. I mean, who does Jacksonville laying points on the road? Hey, they finally are. Maybe they've arrived, Mindy. It's good for Jacksonville. I hope they, continue this nice streak and maybe even knock somebody off in the playoffs or something. It's been fun to see this run for Jacksonville.
Yeah, I mean the Texans, they've been pretty competitive here, over the last few weeks with the win against the Titans and such. You also had close games with the Chiefs, the Cowboys, Jaguars putting up some points here. I think I'm going to go over the total. I'm going to go over 43 here in this one, Ramon.
Okay. In fact, if anybody's checking out right now on the odds screens, I'm not sure. Let me see if it's actual reported Steam because right now the game is lighting up on the board, and this one is moving down to -4 currently. Looks like some action currently coming on the Texans pretty much right now as we speak. I'm showing the screen is totally lit up right now. Butterscotch says Jacksonville all day. I love the fact that it's gone down to 4. I'll still lay it at 4.5. That's what I had on the screen, but I'm sure that all of you who do follow the screen, or even if you check your apps right now, you're going to see mostly, I think, -4 is out there currently. So, look, they're playing well. They've got they're zoomed in. They can see the playoffs now. They have to feel like they can get there. Problem is, Jacksonville is a favorite. They've lost every time. They've kind of choked it. So they are playing Houston, so that's fine. Houston has the guy in there that I thought should have been in there all along, in Davis Mills. If that's all you got, you should have had Davis Mills in there all those weeks. You were screwing around with other quarterbacks and that. So, Texans have covered 3 in a row. It's going to be tough to get this number. I'm going to take Jacksonville still on the road, buck those trends, and I think they finally found themselves here. Maybe it'll be a field goal game, and I'll, end up eating my words. But I'll take Jacksonville. Mindy's on the over in this one. Jacksonville, the defense is also playing pretty decent. But Texans, like I said, everybody's laughing at them. They're getting numbers though. All right, the Bears and the Lions. The Lions here are favored. They're favored by 6 points. Next thing you're gonna tell me is that they're going to be one of the favorites in the NFC playoffs moving forward. I mean, I don't know. I love what they've done. They're fun. They're also fun. I know they're the public dog. Hey, I was against the Lions a lot when everybody was started on them so hot. But Scotch, our Chicago man, says, do not bet the Bears. What do you want to do with this one?
Well, I like the Lions at home. I mean, I think it's a different story if the Lions were playing on the road here. But I do think, Goff is going to have time to throw the ball here. Bears are ranked 32nd in sacks at 18. They're just not getting any pressure. And the thing is with Jared Goff is you have to put pressure on the guy. If you put pressure on him, he's like Kirk Cousins. He'll throw a ton of interceptions. But if he has time to move, he has time to throw, I think he'll be okay. Lions 7-1 against the spread the last 8 here as well. I'll take the Lions -6.
Yeah, the Lions. They choked. There's no doubt about it. I thought, in that game to the Panthers, because that really broke that real hot streak. So, to me, I don't know, but the Bears aren't covering any numbers either right now. But they might get there in this one. But I'm not going to, go against you, Mindy, if you're liking the Lions. I mean, I get it. And Scott says, don't take the Bears here, but this game's going to be a wild game. I mean, look at the total 52. That now it's indoors, so we're not dealing with the weather or anything like that. But it does seem like nobody's going to. Bears have gone totally over of late, right? 8 of their last 9 games have gone over, right? So, wow. I mean, that's just crazy. And the Lions, we know they get in some wild games. This one's got 60 points written all over it. In this one, these teams aren't going to stop each other. Fields is back, isn't he? Yes, of course he is. Bears have the worst D out there. The Lions may get 100 points. I don't know about that, but the game could get to 100 points. This one, to me, I think it might be the highest scoring game of the season here in this one. I think this one goes way over. And, Scotch says he's seen it before week after week. So I've got the over, Mindy, 52. I don't care. It might go up. It might go up because it looks like the reporting sites are saying the money's coming in on the over as well. So
looks like it was sitting at 51 yesterday.
Yeah, 54 at least. My model also way over on this one. So over City for me. I want it as a premium, but I don't care.
Good. Maybe I'll steal it, Ramon. Maybe I'll steal it.
Absolutely.
All right.
Okay, the Dolphins and the Patriots in this one. And, I hate the fact that everybody is, kicking Tua out of Miami. But, I mean, I get it. I mean, I'm sad about it, really, and I'm sad that people get on him, for the mistakes that he makes. Remember, I mean, he's not playing in this game, but I'm just talking about the fact that he's still a young quarterback. He's going to make mistakes, but some of his passes, I've said it all along. So I'm in the minority on this. I think people are down on Tua. He can be incredibly accurate at times, right? I mean, so it was one of the best balls out there. But yeah, I mean, gets into vulnerable positions. He's a gutsy player. He's gotten thrown around. We saw him hit his head on the ground, another concussion. Everyone's concerned. Miami can't put him out there, even if he wanted to play. They can't put him out there because of the perception of it all, right? I mean, even if you cleared concussion protocol. So Teddy B will be in there, and I get it. I just feel terrible for Tua, and he'll probably have to go to another team. But that doesn't mean, he's going to be in any worse position for, the rest of his life. Maybe he will heed the warnings and and not play anymore. I don't know where to go with this. It's sad, quite frankly, because I don't want that to be the case. I think the type of player that he could be, to me, looks like he could be an effective quarterback in the league if healthy. But right now, his career is in jeopardy. Teddy Bridgewater in there, Mindy, this week against the Patriots, who have moved to the considerable favorite here.
Yeah, I mean, I think Teddy Bridgewater's going to be okay, in this game. When he's had to come in the past, he's played well. He's hooked up with, the Cheetah there a few times. The Dolphins usually play the Patriots, tough. But, geez, this Patriots defense, to me, has been something else this season. They've really been able to I think they may lead the lead in, in defensive touchdowns off of turnovers here. So I'm going to take the home team here. It's one of those, I don't love this play, but I think it's okay here because the Dolphins, they have lots of opportunities to still get in the playoffs if they lose this game. So to me, they have one of the easier ways if they lose still to get in. So I kind of like the Patriots here at this spot. I'll take a -3. at home. They are 9-2 versus the Dolphins at home over the last 11. But it's been one of those, like, usually when they come in, Dolphins are like 10, 12 points underdogs, to like Tom Brady and such. So I could throw out some of those past trends, but I like the Patriots here. Home team's 9-7 against the spread on the last one in this meeting here as well.
Hunter says tough to trust him without Tua, right? I mean, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So I don't like how people have bagged on Tua. I think hey, you'd take Tua over more than half the league of quarterbacks,
Sure.
I'm sure, right? But
right.
might even take Teddy Two Gloves over half the league as well. But I'll agree with you, Mindy, in this spot. I would, wish we would have the foresight or have the show earlier to take the Patriots at a better price, but nothing you could do. In fact, I mean, we're never going to get the better price. The fact that the way the news has come out on this week's game with these two teams, I'll lay 3 points with you. I'm not sure they can win it by more than 3, but if they win it, maybe it's by a field goal. And you mentioned it. I mean, this is always a tough situation. Yeah, the weather might be a lot better around the country this week, but it's still going to be, it's still December in New England. Miami doesn't do very well in this situation, and now they've got all these, question marks somewhat. I'll take the Patriots with you. Let's lay 3 points. We don't even we talked about last week. We agreed on every game, and here we are.
We got one.
Taking us this long, but let's get on the Patriots together in this one.
Just got to pick our spots. Strategery.
Well, I don't know about this spot. Russell Wilson's back, I think. Mindy, talk about for better, for worse, for concussions, whatever. In this one, I know there were other injuries too, but Russell's probably taking a few too many shots to the head. But this is a big number, and we made fun of the Chiefs a little bit, but the Broncos have bigger issues after firing the coach, following the embarrassing performance against the Rams. They've got big-time issues themselves, so maybe finally a worthy favorite here for the Chiefs.
Not so fast, Ramon. I'm not so sure that the Broncos are going to be a worthy opponent here in this one. I do talk about the Chiefs at times. They, tend to let down in spots. I don't think this is going to be the case. This is the one time I'm going to be all over the Chiefs. I think they just totally rout the Broncos here at home.
I'll take the Chiefs. Well, I don't want to lay this number necessarily, but they should smash them. They already kill them every single time. How many years they've won every game for how many years in a row now over these guys? I mean, they I want to say it's 7 or 8 years. But they haven't lost to them in 7 or 8 years. I mean, that's for sure. I don't remember either, but maybe here that's the case. The Broncos are going to have, we already talked about it with someone I remember on the show, but they're going to have their choice of quarterbacks, right? Could it be Sean Payton? Maybe, I don't know. Hey, Rem Most is here today. Good to see Rem here.
I just think there's like too much turmoil on this Broncos team. I mean, I don't know how they're going to muster anything. I mean, the more and more that leaks out, right? You have Sterling Sharp that says everyone hates, Russell Wilson. And it's hard to have, this leader of your team out there, that everyone dislikes. It just doesn't work. So I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, it's tough because the Chiefs, do they have some motivation?
Sterling Sharp. It's Shannon Sharp. Sorry.
Do they have some motivation here, you think?
Only because it's the Broncos.
Okay.
The Chiefs, yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, they just beat them so handily every time. They could almost, feels like go out there and just, win so easy. But and funny because Russell actually was able to like drum up some scores here and there, right? It seems like when the game is all tucked away for the opponent, that's when he kind of has been getting some scores of late. So I'll roll with you here, Mindy.
You're gonna do it, all right.
Yeah.
I didn't
Yeah.
think you were gonna.
No, I don't. I don't want to.
I don't go on the Chiefs too often. You know that about me. So I'm picking my spots with them.
No, I understand, and I think the Broncos. It's just gonna be tough for them to even score. I would think at this point, but you know, I don't know. Russell's kind of been doing a few things here and there. I don't know. Russ cooks in garbage time.
I'll send you some steaks, Ramon, if they lose. How about that?
All right. Well, I'm a filet mignon type of guy, so we'll just keep. But I'll take whatever you say.
Steaks, bacon wrapped. I hope that's going to be okay.
Colts and the Giants in this one, our last game we're going to look at our 2 hours of coverage here today. Colts in this one, they're getting 6 points. They have their own major issues here, but the Giants don't cover any numbers like this. What do you think?
Well, I think the season's getting crazier and crazier as we go. I'm going to go ahead and take the Giants at home. I don't know what's going on with the Colts. As I said, all we do is 10-yard comebacks. I mean, we have to be more creative, less vanilla on offense. Jeff Saturday and his new interim offensive coordinator. Like I said, I don't understand what is going on. I mean, there's zero misdirection. There's zero chance of getting people open. And all that means is the Giants are going to sack the quarterback a million times. I'll take the Giants.
Okay. I get that. I don't mean that the Giants don't cover any spreads. I mean, they're like the best spread team in the league, but they just their spreads are not this high. When they had, to me, laying this many points feels more dangerous to me to cover a number like that. I mean, I think they're like 11-4 against the spread. I mean, but again, they've been dogs a lot.
Again, I missed that first half when the Colts scored against Minnesota. Remember, I was doing my hitting lessons that day. And so I just, I feel like I missed out a little bit on how the Colts was able to muster any sort of offense because they have not shown anything since, the second half of that game.
Well, it's funny because in that, sitting around with family watching that game and they said, oh, before the game, who are you on? I'm like, well, I'm on the Colts. And they're laughing at me, right? Nobody was laughing at halftime.
Right.
And I didn't like boast about it necessarily. I was just like, well, in situations like this, I don't be surprised if, if there's a little bit of maybe a comeback. I was seeing the biggest comeback in history, but I mean,
you still got the cover.
They still covered the spread, right? So we might actually be able to get the number here. But remember this, the Giants, no team goes under like the New York Giants. I mean, they've been not only are they covering numbers, but they also go under quite a bit. It's 38. Oh, gosh. Well, I can't go with it in a premium, so I better go with it on the show here. I'll go under 38. Colts are under the total in 9 of their last 10. The Giants are 2-6-1 to the under in their last 10. Give me the under 38. Colts and Giants. At home, the Giants are on a massive under run. They never go. But Scotch says go over, but I can't do it. The Giants never go over at home.
I just can't do it. I can't do it. All right.
All right.
Did we make it through our almost 40 games, Ramon?
Yeah, great job. We'll be back on Saturday with another huge card. I see your question there, Dave. Jets. Was that? I think is that.
One of the kitties.
Is that Jets team total, Dave? Should we bet J team total over 23.5? Yeah, we're going to cover the Jets in our next. Or is that Jaguars? Should we bet the Lions team total over? Yeah, I'd say so. I would take the over in that. I'd take every over possible in that game, even though I'm an under kind of guy. Kenny P, thank you. Good to see you. Thanks, everybody, for stopping in with us on the Mornings team. Don't forget, head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. We've got premium plays up over at Tony'sPicks.com. And, Mindy was just if I may,
sure,
go to the handicapper leaderboard and see who's hot yesterday. And don't forget, I know we already covered it, but I was 11-2 yesterday with my premium plays. I know that might be a little bit heavy volume for some, but that's the way I play it. over at Tony'sPicks.com. So if you grab one of my long-term packages, you're going to get plenty of value. Grab a 3-day package, you're probably going to get close to probably 40 or more plays over the next 3 days. If you get 7-day, probably going to be close to 70, 80, 90 plays. And if you're playing, like I said, if you're buying a la carte, you're going to have to, obviously step up your wagers. But if you buy the long-term package where you get the plays for anywhere from just $3 or $4, maybe $5 to $7 per play, you can definitely get it done playing just a couple hundred a game. You see the plus 869 units there, but I'm sure that my subscribers play more than to win 100. That's just how we keep score here at Tony'sPicks.com. Mindy, also a great day yesterday, 8-4-1, and Pravi also, he deals in high volume as well. So interesting there, Mindy. I preach about the high volume a little bit, and you have the 3 high volume handicappers on the top there. Not necessarily any better percentages than Daniel or Sam, who also had a great game, a great day. And you see Daniel and Sam have been, pretty consistent over the last week and month. But the volume will get it done in the long run. So appreciate everyone for checking that out. And head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all of our premium pick packages, including our 1-day packages as well. Mindy's locked and loaded. Mindy, you got plays today, you said?
Yep, I have 4 in the NBA right now and 4 in the NHL. We'll be adding some more games here this afternoon. So yeah, you can definitely go ahead and check us out here over the next couple hours if you're interested in our plays. We should have most of those in. So yeah, I'm sure you can find something that you like at our website, Tony'sPicks.com. Use promo code TonyT at checkout.
All right, appreciate everyone. Walt Dog says, will Tua be Miami's quarterback? It doesn't look like he will, unfortunately, Walt. I mean, hopefully they can pull it off. And J.J., LaSalle, and Howard, man, I wish I would have seen that earlier. We got to get out of here. I don't know. I might have. Let me check my notes real quick.
I had Howard, so I put that in the comments. For him.
You did. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I would. If you're giving out, is Latifa here? Well, she'll see this eventually. Happy birthday, Latifa.
She might come to the afternoon show as well. You guys can always check us out in the afternoon too, when we hang out with Tony for a little bit.
And if you gave out Howard, Mindy, you said?
Yeah.
I'll give him the over. All right.
Okay.
All right. There it is. Howard and over. Appreciate that. Sorry we didn't see that earlier, JJ, but also happy to have you here. Don't know if we've met before, but thank you. Also, Walt Dog. Yep, Howard it is. Howard for Mindy and over for me. And
also, I'm the 2 old ladies that bet and stuff. That's me in the chat. And then, Ramon liked the over.
I'm just the old man that also had a birthday. Okay. Thanks a lot. And also, Walt Dog, nice to have you here as well. Everybody else, hey, we know who you are. We thank you as always, but want to always shout out the newbies here as well. Maybe you've been watching and just decided to comment finally, and we appreciate that. So, all right, Mindy, thanks a lot. Great show, 2 hours of fun. Hopefully more winners coming off big days yesterday. Let's keep it rolling. Thanks a lot.
Let's do it.
Mindy Hahn, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.
Bye-bye.